Remember when ROI was a mystery in your restaurant's marketing? My goal is to help restaurant owners finally get to where they want to go. But more than that, my goal is to find entrepreneurs within that segment that actually know what it means to hustle. That's my goal. Come on the journey with me. Restaurant Marketing Secrets, episode 410. I'm your host, Matt Plapp, and we're brought to you by America's Best Restaurants. ABR is on a path to help you, independent restaurant owners, find more frequent customers. Because infrequent customers don't pay your damn bills. You need to cultivate. You need to develop deep relationships with more people so you can have more predictability in your sales and profits. Today, we're talking about the mysterious advertising ROI. I have a love and hate relationship with the letters ROI. As I sit in the common area of our HQ, there's a giant ROI right in front of me, giant steel letters. If I go down to our lower level in our sales area, there is a neon sign of one of our original logos of a brand that I had called ROI Experts. Why am I a little jaded on ROI? Because what restaurant owners and I'll say business owners have turned it into. So let me rewind the clock. Let me rewind the clock to 1999. A young, strapping Matt Plapp walking into a restaurant and having a conversation with the owner about their radio advertising. Truth be told, I knew and they knew. We had no clue if it was working or not. There was simply a trust that the audience was right, that the message was right, and that the budget they were spending was something they could invest in the opportunity to get their name out there more often. The only ROI back in those days that anybody had any clue on was when a coupon was redeemed. You dropped $1,000 on a money mailer, 55 coupons came in, those 55 coupons generated $1,000 in sales, and some people might have said, oh shit, we got a one-to-one. Well, not really, because you got to look at, as you know, the costs of running a business. But I can tell you, ROI was a mystery. And the irony about why I've become a little jaded is that's what I founded this company on. When I started Driven Media Solutions in 2008, my vision wasn't based on ROI because I quite honestly didn't understand it at the level I do today. It was based on helping businesses leverage their mass marketing dollars while me helping them get into the 2000s with digital marketing. And fast forward to about 2015, I was ingrained with the term ROI from a guy named Nick Ellison, who was one of the key investors in Hofbrauhaus, Newport, Pittsburgh, and Columbus. Nick is a very savvy entrepreneur. But what's ironic about our relationship was he always said, Matt, every time we spend $1, I need to know that 4 came back. And the irony about that was I was helping them spend about $1 million a year on radio, TV, outdoor, and sports marketing, all of which we had no earthly idea if there was an ROI. The only time we started to understand ROI was when I shifted the media buy to specifically talk about an event and only have that event talked about there. For example, we used WKRC Channel 12 TV in Cincinnati, the CBS affiliate. And we had family night the first Tuesday of each month. When I was brought on for the marketing, they did kids eat free every damn Tuesday. And I came to find out that nobody in the restaurant on Tuesdays actually had a clue that's what it was. It wasn't working. So I changed it to family night the first Tuesday of each month, and I made it into an event. But about 6 months into it, I said, hey, I'm tired of putting this on Facebook, email, radio, TV, cable, outdoor. Let's just put it one place and see the impact. And so what I did was I started segmenting our marketing. And I said, okay, family night is only being promoted on TV. We're going to run commercials Saturday night until Tuesday late afternoon. And then I picked the keg tapping for a radio station. I had all these different medias they were using because they loved mass media. They had enough money in the budget to buy mass media, and they had always done it. And so in their minds, that's what was right. But the hard part was we really had no earthly idea if any of it worked. We just looked year over year at sales and compared the marketing plan and the months we did different pushes to see if it worked. Well, that all changed in the 2015 to 2016 calendar years, because there was a fateful conversation where Nick said, Matt, I can't deposit likes. He was responding to me, pushing for more of the budget to go towards digital marketing versus mass media. As I said, we were spending about $1 million a year. So do the math. Between 3 restaurants, I think cumulatively the 3 restaurants did about $21 million in sales. But between 3 restaurants, 3 markets, $350,000 to $400,000 a year in marketing. Majority of it was radio, TV, sports marketing. They were addicted to couponing in Reach magazine. And whenever I brought up digital marketing, I got pushback because Nick was not a big digital guy. Love him to death. Nick is a rock star, but he was not a lover of digital marketing. He still had a flip phone. He still had emails read to him so he could tell Karen, the assistant of the restaurant, what to reply back. So as you can imagine, he wasn't a big proponent of Facebook. And the irony about it was I had shown proof of how our digital marketing had helped us grow our following. The Hofbrau's Pittsburgh brand, for example, had grown from 3,000 to 39,000 fans in about a year. We had gathered 18,000 emails and phone numbers on a kiosk inside each restaurant. And we had grown the loyalty program quite a bit. But still, when I brought up digital, I got the saying, Matt, I can't deposit likes. If I drive down to US Bank today, I can't hand them your 39,000 likes. So prove to me that it works. So, okay, 2 weeks from now is National Pretzel Day. Great American holiday none of us knew about. It's on a Sunday. Let's run a Facebook-only promotion where people have to walk in, show us their phone in exchange for a half-price pretzel and beer cheese. It was typically a $10 item. It was their number one PMix item, and we got it for $5. It drove $18,000 in sales across the 3 stores on a Sunday. Incremental sales increase, 100% tracked to people walking in and showing their phone. Nick called me on Monday and said, Matt, I can deposit $18,000. I trust you a little more. Let's take that step forward to digital marketing. So at that point, I started building out marketing campaigns and the vision of how I could take somebody from an online marketing campaign into a database and into the point of sale. And it was a long journey because back then, a lot of what's around today didn't exist. So flash forward to about 2019, and we had created the ROI engine, which now is called our acquisition engine. Why did I get away from ROI? Because I found that when you show a restaurant owner a little bit of data, they grab it all. And here's what I mean. We had a pizza chain we were working with, independently owned, 5 locations, badass restaurant. Owners were awesome. Food was amazing. Out on the West Coast. They were dropping $6,000 a month on radio advertising. When they inquired about working with us, they asked my opinion on dropping the radio. I said, well, I'm not going to give you advice on something I don't know the impact of. How do you feel about it? And do you have the budget to do the radio and what we recommend with digital media? And he said, yes, we have the budget. Okay. What do you think it's doing for you? I don't really know. I feel like it works, but I don't have any proof. Hell, in fact, with radio and TV, you have zero proof. You don't know how many people are listening. It's all made up. Now, I don't know if you knew that or not, but not to break your bubble, but Doug, our COO, worked for a radio marketing company that went around and figured out how the numbers were created. And I don't want to say manipulated them, but the radio stations would manipulate certain things to make themselves look better. And there was ways that you could market to people that had the rating system, the people meter. So hopefully your radio got better ratings. So a station that might say they have 100,000 listeners is based off maybe 50 to 100 people in that market. So long story short, when you buy mass media, you have no earthly clue. So back to the story. Flash forward a year later. It was actually specifically August of 2020. And this client cancels our marketing agreement that had been running for 14 months. The program had a spend of around $28,000 over 14 months, Facebook ads and our cost, and had a net upfront sales from the people in the database of $480,000. The client was concerned with not understanding the ROI after the initial visit. And I was quite perplexed. I actually sent this to a CEO of another pizza chain and said, hey, Peter, give me some feedback on this. What am I seeing here? What am I not seeing that he's seeing? And his response was, Matt, if you could get me 1/10 of what you got him, I'll buy from whatever the hell you sell. I'm like, oh, so I'm not wrong. And he's like, no, this makes absolutely no sense. So flash forward to today. The reason I'm a little ROI jaded is that it's become something that people lean into. At the end of the day, parts of your marketing will have a return on investment to some extent, but it still has to have you believing what else can happen, what else can be true with those people. As an example, those consumers that walked into that restaurant and spent that money at that pizza brand, and let me see if I can pull up their dashboard if we still have it. That $480,000, oh, here it is. Let's see. That 480 grand is only the front end of the story. The opportunity is after they visit the restaurants. I might not have it. I might have lied. I'm looking here. No, I don't have it. Darn it. The opportunity isn't visit 1. The opportunity is visit 10 and 20 and 30. Oh, you know what? I might have some of it. Here we go. Okay, I lied. It wasn't 400 and whatever I said. It's 404,000. So this restaurant in 14 months' time, and I do know the spend was in that neighborhood of, I don't know if it's not on here, it was like $28,000. They gained 21,961 people into a database. Those 21,000 people accounted for 10,859 front-end redemptions. Most of those people came in twice because that's what it was. It was get 1 or 2 offers and then go on a journey of being a customer. They spent $404,000. What happened was this client's comment was, I don't know what's going to happen after that, because we weren't tied in with the point of sale, and we couldn't, without reasonable doubt, prove that those 21,000 people that accounted for 10,859, let's just imagine that's 5,500 people, were ever going to come back again. And so in their mind, the radio they were still dropping $6,000 a month on with no stats at all, no likes, no engagements, no comments, no shares, no emails, no birthdays, no cell phone numbers, no redemptions, and no $404,586. But they could still spend that because the minute you give people an inch, they take a yard. So my plea to you restaurant owners is understand that ROI has to also have a little common sense. That if 21,961 people in 14 months raise their hand digitally, click a button, comment on a post, give you their contact information over 5 to 6 steps, and then walk their ass into your restaurant to the tune of $404,586 after the discount from the promo, they're probably going to come back. You got their info. You have the ability to market to them. They're probably pretty good customers. So my long-winded tirade here about ROI is the fact that people tend to lean into it too much when given a little opportunity. Because if we go back to 1999, there's a lot of people dropping money on cable and radio and TV and billboards and sports marketing for many, many years with zero understanding of anything except for looking at it at the end of the year and going, sales did pretty good this year. I guess our mix was good. This conversation got me a little worked up today because of a couple conversations the past couple days where people asked about my opinion on ROI. Matt, what do you expect this to do to our restaurant sales? I had a restaurant yesterday that said, Matt, I'm curious how you measure ROI. And what is your, so what I'm looking for here, what is the split that you're going to give what we're going to hire your company to do? And I said, well, honestly, I look at it this way. 1/3 of what we're going to do should have no expected measurable ROI. It's called building a brand. 1/3 of what we do should have 100% trackable ROI. When we run a Facebook or Instagram ad with the purpose of getting somebody to click or comment, and then give us their information and then walk in the restaurant and spend money, pretty damn trackable. We know what it should cost to get a click or a comment. We know what it should cost to get people's info. And we know what it should cost to get them to walk in the restaurant. And then assumptions are going to be made that if your food doesn't suck, your restaurant doesn't suck, and your service doesn't suck, they're probably going to come back if you strategically use their data. And then the third part of that is exactly that. It's called retention marketing. Is that you've got to have some understanding of getting email opens and clicks, Facebook comments, website visits. You've got to have an understanding of the value that brings to get people to reengage. It's also one of the reasons we're currently in the process of closing on a software company that's going to allow us to connect our acquisition metrics with restaurants' point of sales to show them a bigger part of the picture so they understand that those people that came in for that $400,000 in sales contributed another $5 million the 2 years since they fired us. Because that's exactly what happened. So my friends, if you get an inch, don't take a yard. If you get a little taste of ROI, it doesn't mean you measure everything by it. It means you look at a big picture and figure out what equation is really going to help you find success. That's it. Tirade over. See ya. So as you know, I don't charge for my content. We don't have sponsors. We don't have product placement in here. But what I want your help with is spreading the word. If you're finding value here, do me a favor. Share this on your social media. Share an episode with something that made sense to you, that's relevant to your restaurant, that you got value from, and tag Matt Plapp and America's Best Restaurants. Also, go to America's Best Restaurants on Facebook and on Google and leave us a review. Let us know the impact we've had on your restaurant with our roadshow, with our marketing help, or with our podcast. And last but not least, if you want to take the next step and help me out a lot and help us out a lot, text me a testimonial, 859-743-2408. That's my cell. A selfie video would be awesome about the impact this content or our company is having on your independent restaurant. But worst case scenario, just a few kind words. The way we can help lift this industry up is to help get content like this to more independent restaurant owners, and you are the key to spreading the word. I appreciate your support. Have an amazing day.